Welcome back to Collector versus Creators podcast. I know it's been a while. I've been on another hiatus, but this time I'm hopefully think that this is going to be the last one. I want to reiterate how I had health issues before, and I want to say, please go get checked out. Do not wait. Don't be a dummy like me. Please, with all that being said, like this video, subscribe, and share. I'm not saying this every damn video. Y'all know the drill, man. But now I want to get into the statue of the day. For my guests, I brought Pokemon and Sonic because I've been to both of the. Well, I was going to go to that Pokemon raid, but ended up getting sick, couldn't make it. But to give it up for my man, DJ Obi-Wan, coming from Columbus, Ohio. And shout out to Columbus for showing me love, man.
Yeah. Thanks for having me out, man. That's just really exciting to be out here. Spread the word about Glotaku and all that.
Oh yeah, we definitely going to talk about Glotaku, your journey into DJing and all that. But how was the ride down here?
Not too bad. It was a bit snowy. It was a interesting time to come out with all the flurries and everything. But it was a decent drive out.
Well, I'm glad you made it down here safe. And how long have you been doing this DJing thing for?
For about 10 years now. I got started in 2013, so a little over 10 years now. Yeah.
It's a long time in this. So you had to DJ through COVID. How was that like?
It was really interesting, kind of converting from like playing in clubs all the time to suddenly not being able to go outside anywhere. So I really converted to doing like Twitch streams. I got involved in like VR chat a lot, and it really helped me still like express myself and maintain a little bit of revenue through like donations and things like that, and really kind of just like spread the brand like elsewhere. I got to network with a whole bunch of other creators around like the same variety, and really kind of jump started me getting into the convention scene as well.
That's awesome, man. And with you being a DJ, especially with people from our community, I know your sound is more of a techno, sometimes lo-fi, with a little bit of hip hop. How did you discover your vibe?
Well, I mean, I've always like resonated with club music, and I think that's where a lot of my like mixture of like EDM and hip hop culture comes in, because it's really just like dance music. Really, it's like urban dance music. So like, you get a lot of remixes of like hip hop and like rap culture like mixed in there, but it still has like super ultra poppy sounds, and that mixes very well with like anime and like kawaii culture. So a lot of the stuff I play is like Jersey club stuff with Japanese producers, but putting their own spin on stuff and making it really kind of fresh and new and fit for that convention crowd.
Now, when you first got into this, were you a little nervous that, people of our culture wasn't going to gravitate to that type of dance music, or did you know you were going to find your audience?
I mean, not really, because a lot of the stuff I play is like pioneered by black folk to begin with. I feel like there's a big disconnect between dance music and a lot of like black folk that listen to like mainstream music. They don't know that like techno and house music is black music, and that we actually pioneered those sounds. So I mean, to a certain degree, like I know a lot of people don't really bang with EDM, but when they hear it like mixed with stuff they know, it helps people like gravitate towards it more. So that's what I like about playing it out with like the anime and video game music, because people can grab onto it and also put onto something that they haven't heard before.
Now, how long does it take you to come up with a concept for your sets?
It really depends on what I'm inspired by at the moment. Recently we hosted was it Club Siberia, which is based on the show Serial Experiments Lane. I had just recently binged that show, and it just was like my hyperfixation at the moment. So I was like, okay, we're gonna do a Lane night. It's just personal inspiration. I was listening to a lot of music that was inspired by the show, and like a lot of the breakcore and jungle sounds resonated with me. So just kind of went on a limb and was like, all right, we're gonna do a niche theme for Glotaku, and hopefully people still mess with it.
See, I never heard of that show. I was like, what the hell is
Serial
that?
Experiments Lane. It's like a show that came in like the early 2000s. It's like heavy cyberpunk themes, talks a lot about like existentialism and like the human condition, but also like integrated with technology. If you like shit like Neon Genesis Evangelion, I would recommend checking that out as well.
Okay, I'm gonna have to definitely put that on the list. Yeah. Now, how long have you been watching anime?
For as long as I can remember. It predecesses most of my memory, if we're gonna count like Pokemon, right? 90s kid, I grew up on Pokemon. Pokemon is like an anime, but like a lot of people don't see it because it's like it's bigger than anime to a certain degree. You know, people that aren't into anime are into Pokemon. So, but you know, Toonami Block got me as well. I was on like early like YouTube watching anime in 4 parts.
The good old days.
Yeah. But you know, but like part 3's missing for some reason. Like
then you have to like piece together everything. You're
right. Yeah, I'm like skipping episodes. Like, all right, this is the only way I can intake this media right now. So I've been in the trenches for a bit. I'd say the earliest recollection of me being like an anime fan and like recognizing it as like its own individual art form in media is probably like early mid 2000s. Was it like 2003, 2004, something like that?
Okay.
Yeah.
Back in the wild days, early 90s and 2000s when Pokemon, we were out here liberating people for their Pokemon cards. Now, from the time you stepped into the DJ scene till now, have you noticed any shift in the culture or anything?
I'd say definitely. I say like every 2-3 years, there's definitely like a new pop-in genre that like everybody wants to play out. I mean, when I first started DJing, you know, dubstep was first getting popularized by like Skrillex and the likes of that. Granted, it's still popular in different like subgenres and stuff, but I don't know. There's a bunch of different waves, you know. I feel like deep dubstep has made like a big resurgence. This year alone, club music has made an amazing breakstream into the media. You know, we got people like last year, Drake, Lil Uzi, Nicki Minaj, all on like club tracks now, and that's just seen a big surgence of that. And I've always been a club fan, so like it's really cool to see that break into the mainstream. I say 2023, 2024 is the year of club music and ballet funk. So seeing those kind of pop up has been really interesting.
The DMV must be very proud right now with the club and house music going crazy.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, Baltimore's definitely proud. You know, it has roots out there. Being from DC myself, the local music was go-go music, and we really haven't seen much of that like break into the mainstream, but that definitely still resonates with me.
Now, you're speaking on Glotaku. That is your business?
Yeah. So Glotaku is a cosplay party series that we host in Columbus, Cleveland, Detroit, and Baltimore. Hoping to expand to more cities in 2024 as well. But we travel around, we host cosplay raves. So, you know, hear anime music, video game music, just basically all things nerd culture. And yeah, I've been doing that for about 1.5 years now.
Wow, that's only 1.5 years. I thought it was a lot longer how everything was going.
Yeah. You know, we've been growing exponentially since then. But we've really only been active for 1.5 years. We've been hosting in Columbus for 1.5 years at least. In Detroit for about a half year. And we just recently branched out to Cleveland and Baltimore over the past 3 months.
And the progression is crazy. Now, for these anime events, now you have different scenarios which you do. You have Pokemon, you have Sonic, and then also you do gaming events too. Yeah. Now, what can people like mainly look forward to when they come to one of your events?
I'd say just the overall vibe. You know, being around a bunch of other like-minded folk, you're able to be in a space where you can really demask and be your most authentic self within your given fandom, that is. I know a bunch of people who have made friends at Glotaku and now just like go and see the Glotaku squad. I think the best part about it is being a part of a greater community that, you know, you can see reoccurring and like, you know, you have these special interests with that you can just like kind of automatically get along with.
Now, do you see yourself eventually having like a bigger arena for Glotaku, or are you just going to stick it within the like clubs?
I eventually would like to host in bigger spaces. I think something like a big festival, like maybe would be really cool eventually one day, but that's part of the 5-year plan. You know, we'll see how much we can branch out into the Midwest before we start to host something bigger.
Now I want to talk about the gaming aspect for a second. What kind of tournaments do you have going for Glotaku?
So we've just had just Smash, basically. We hosted a Ninja Storm tournament one time, but outside of that, it's mostly just been free play. I do want to branch more into gaming tournaments for our lounge events. Which is like kind of our sideline event. Our main line event is the raves, where we just have like music and maybe free play video games, but the lounges are more laid back. We have like karaoke and trivia, and we can get into more like gaming tournaments with that format as well, because it's more laid back. You know, there's not like music blasting in your face the whole time. It's kind of hard to concentrate on a tournament in that setting, but hopefully we can flesh out that concept more this year as well.
Now, are you familiar with mobile gaming trucks?
I've seen them. They've been a little outside of our budget range for the one-off events, but it's a cool concept.
Now, I interviewed 2 owners. You might want to look into them, 2 Fly Mobiles and Let's Play. Now, they're 2 phenomenal owners. They're in Cleveland, Ohio. They definitely have good prices. So if you ever want to have an event where it's something different, definitely contact one of them for more details. Now, how did you get into the conventions as a DJ?
It really first started off back in the pandemic. There was this online convention called Anime Lockdown, where during lockdown, they want to hold an anime convention. Shout out to Anime Lockdown. They really helped jumpstart me getting into the convention space. I basically just saw them advertising that they're having an online convention. And I was like, oh, well, I play like anime music and video game music. This is before I started like really playing into conventions. I would try to sneak like anime music and video game music into my regular sets like at the club, and people would come up and be like, oh, I'm a nerd, you just played like something from Super Mario Sunshine. And I'm like, oh yeah, thanks for but I was like, convention space, I don't need to just like sneak it in there. I can just play all nerd shit, like I can just play all otaku music. I can play anime intros and like OSTs from Mega Man or something, and everybody will just like instantly vibe with it. So when I saw that they were having an online convention, I was like, oh, well, I can host like a virtual rave for you guys and play out some nerd music, and it was received really well. And seeing how many people like resonated with that online made me want to continue to host in that capacity. And, when things opened back up, I started applying to conventions and playing out at more. And that just kind of steamrolled into gaining popularity, and also led to me eventually doing Glotaku. Once I saw people really resonated with the music and wanted an outlet to express themselves in like a club format and in a way that like you can dance to, I saw that we could really take it past just doing it at conventions and having our own pop-ups. And that's what kind of inspired me to start it.
Now, when you play at conventions, are there any restrictions? Do you look into the crowd, look at the demographic, like, maybe I should switch this up, maybe I should change the vibe?
It depends on if it's like an all ages show or not. You've been to Glotaku, it's like it's an adult oriented party.
There's no kids in there.
Yeah, there's no kids. So if it's an all ages convention, I might play a little cleaner. Aside from that, no. I think one of my biggest goals as a DJ, sonically, is to try to put people onto something they haven't heard before. So like if I see a different demographic that's like, oh, well, maybe they won't like Jersey Club, maybe they won't like techno music, I'll try to mix it up in a way that will put them onto that. I'll play like a hard techno track that has a little Uzi sample in it. They're like, oh, I know this song, but this beat's new to me. So that's really how I try to tackle. I do try to play to the crowd as well. If I see somebody jamming out to K-pop, okay, I'm playing more K-pop, right? But I try to diversify in a way that I have like remixes and sounds of like popular stuff or something that might be someone's demographic, but flipped in a way that they might hear something new.
That's awesome, because your self-awareness is definitely amazing for that, to be able to look at like, oh man, maybe I should switch this up. Now, I do want to talk about the ages and stuff. Like, what do you do different when there's kids and stuff involved?
I'll just play more clean music. Maybe we won't have cuss words in it, won't have like calls to throw ass in the song, like no booty bounce to this. Like,
these kids be wilding too. Right?
Yeah, so it'll just be a little bit more of a clean mix. And I'll probably play more straight like anime song, than not. But it also depends on the convention. Is it an anime convention? Is it a gaming convention? Is it more like pop culture references? Can I get away with just playing like Fall Out Boy or something? It's really circumstantial.
You ever have a convention where you kind of like bombed at, where you were like, damn, it didn't go the way I wanted?
Honestly, no, not to the point where it's bombed.
Okay.
I'm pretty confident in my DJ skills at this point. I've been DJing for like 8 years up until when I started doing conventions, so I feel like I'm pretty able to pop up however I would like to. Yeah, honestly, I barely practice anymore. I just like get the songs I need and then put it on from there. But I've had sets that I'm like less satisfactory with for sure, but I don't think I've ever like, Guitar Hero bailed out the crowd throwing bananas at me or something,
So you just show up and show out, man. I love the confidence.
Yeah, I try to, shouts out to the people that showed me the way, because I wouldn't be here without, the folks that like inspired me and, helped me, make me want to put on my best product.
That is awesome. And you also work with artists too.
Yeah, I mean, one of my favorite parts about Glotaku is being able to put on other DJs and other people in the nerd space to showcase their stuff. We've gotten to a point where Glotaku where we have a pretty solid base of a community that will come out just for the vibe. So I can really get to showcase different acts regardless of their popularity, you know? So if I feel like someone has like a really good product, I can just give them the platform and put them in front of a bunch of people to showcase their stuff. You know, so some of my favorite artists that I've worked with so far is like Mari the Goat. You know, he's like a nerdcore rapper based out of Cincinnati, and I try to put him on any chance I get.
Now, a lot of people don't know what nerdcore is. Can you explain that for everyone?
So nerdcore is just like nerdy hip hop. You know, it's just like you got bars about video game music, you got bars about anime, bars about like Power Rangers, like anything you can really think of that's like kind of nerdy adjacent in that space.
Yeah, shout out Crazy 8 the Great, because that man go crazy, man.
Oh yeah.
Now, is there a difference from working from like a nerdcore artist versus a regular artist?
I wouldn't say so. You know, I mean, they are regular artists. You know, it's just like a specific genre of music. So I wouldn't say there's much of a difference at all.
Okay. Now, what is the next step for you?
I'd say the next goal for the Glotaku project is probably just to pop up in more cities, become more sustainable and able to pop up with our independent teams out there. I really want to see how far out east we can take it. So exploring different cities on the East Coast would be our next step, I think.
You never thought about like looking at the South, because they have a good anime culture down there and they definitely going crazy with things?
Oh yeah, I mean, it's just East Coast a little bit more accessible for where we're at right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
You said it's a little bit more accessible, so like it'd be a long shot for Pittsburgh, but I'm gonna make a pitch. Maybe y'all could come down here, show up and show out.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh, we do have a nice, because you worked with an anime night party before, right?
Yeah, they did a pop-up in Columbus and we did some cross promotion on their part. Yeah.
How was that working with them?
It was cool. You know, we really just did an exchange like for the cosplay exhibition they had. So we just gave out some Glotaku prizes along with the stuff they were giving out, and just did a little post for each other on social media. I wasn't able to make it out there myself, but we did have some of our brand ambassadors pop out as cosplay judges for them.
Now, how many brand ambassadors do you have, and what do they do?
I'd say we have at least 5 per city, split between Columbus and Detroit. We have some in the middle there in Toledo as well, but they're like our main people of contact for getting the word out to like convention folk, as far as like grassroots means, you know. So they'll like post flyers and they have like discount codes for tickets that they'll promote to people. So if you guys want any discounts for upcoming Glotaku, find the brand ambassadors, because they can get you a discount on that. But you know, they help promote. There are #1 picks for like cosplay judges whenever we have the exhibitions, and sometimes they'll host an MC as well. So they really are like kind of our support staff for when we host.
That's awesome. You definitely got a good support group around you.
Oh yeah, definitely. We wouldn't be able to do this all without them.
Oh yeah, there's no doubt. Now, do you have any upcoming events or anything going on?
Yeah. So coming up, we have, what's it? I should have had this on a paper or something.
It's all good, man.
What's that? We're about to end January. Okay, so coming up next week on the 20th, we are going to be in Columbus hosting the 2nd edition of our Club Siberia show. So that Serial Experiments Lane theme I talked about earlier, that's our 2nd show that we're closing it out. It's going to be on OhioCon weekend over at Chef Hyro. Off Parsons. Shout out Chef Hyro. He's got some amazing anime-inspired food. He's got like a really dope mural in there that's like Riley and Huey from Boondocks as Sasuke and Naruto doing the Chidori like Rasengan fight. Super dope spot, great food, and amazing host.
Yeah, if you're in Columbus, you gotta go to Chef Hyro. I mean, the lamb is amazing, the wings are amazing, and it's just like a great vibe in there. Now, for that event, is it going to be plus 18?
Yeah, it's 18 and up to party, 21 up to drink.
Okay. And online, where can they find that information at?
Yeah, so if you go to our Instagram at Glotaku Party, just go to the link in our bio. You can find tickets for all that there.
Now, I see you got the Naruto jacket on.
Yeah.
Is that a big inspiration for you when it comes to this?
Well, I mean, as Obi-Wan Shinobi, you know, half of my name is inspired by Star Wars, other half inspired by Naruto. I grew up with that anime. You know, I remember watching it through and then getting caught up to where the anime is and being like, man, I should read the manga, you know, like
wow, you read the manga on top of it
that
too?
got me started with reading the mangas. Yeah, so I caught up on there and then ended up watching it finish out. So that was like one of the first like longer series that I watched through completion. It definitely resonates with me a lot. You know, since then I've become a One Piece stan. I will say One Piece is better now. One Peak, you know.
But one trash. Oh man,
he's a traitor.
Traitor. I've been on the One Piece is trash bandwagon for like God knows when.
Oh,
I actually
man,
went
we could have a whole
that.
episode about
man,
that.
Look,
you know, the filler in Naruto. We can't get past the filler in OG Naruto. It's like 60% of the damn show. I understand. Milk the cash cow. Get your bread, Kishimoto. You know what I'm saying? But like Oda did the same thing without filler. So like, what's real? Like
the filler was more interesting. One Piece is just drawn the fuck out. Like 900 episodes to get to what? Nothing.
Are we even still looking for the One Piece?
Like nah. Like look,
it's about the journey. It's about the journey.
And then like the fan base and the community. My God, like I said in the one video. They are like the Jehovah Witnesses of anime because I swear to God, they all say the same thing. If you don't like One Piece, oh, you must have not watched it. You don't like it. I
mean, that's a good point. I mean, you can't judge something without watching it.
I watched it in 2004 when it first came on TV. You remember Fox Kids?
Okay, so I will say, watch One Piece instead of One Piece. It shortens it. It takes out all like the extra long scenes.
No. We're not going shorten it. If you can't watch it in its totality,
okay,
then it's trash. Like it's not the GOAT. But I asked Maki this question. I'm gonna ask you. What's your top 5 anime?
My top 5 anime. I'd say Angel Beats ranks up there. That's like one of like the older ones that like resonated with me when I was like first getting into anime. It's like one of the ones that like, you know, the anime period where you first start watching anime, you're just like watching everything you can get your hands on, right? You're just like, oh, that's an anime, that's an anime, that's an anime. Oh, what's that? Angel Beats? That was good. And then that kind of, you know, and the music in it is phenomenal as well. What's that? Air Gear?
Wow.
That's a really good one. Phenomenal soundtrack. A lot of good like J-rock and like breakbeat tracks in there. I still like try to play those out in my sets all the time. And aesthetically was amazing. Like everybody's like dripped out looking like the Kingdom Hearts characters skating up walls and shit. It's like super hype. We're gonna throw Naruto and One Piece up there to fill in the shonen, you know, top 3 picks. And if I were to choose one more, let's just say Serial Experiments Lane, just to solidify that everybody watching this should go watch that.
I know I never even heard of that until today. I'm like, I was waiting for the Dragon Ball. Will he say that? Will he say?
See, I'm not super huge shonen fan. I mean, you know, JJK and Chainsaw Man recently have been hype, but I feel like there's so much just like generic shonen trash coming out nowadays. I'd rather like watch something emotional like Violet Evergarden.
Wow, but that list was very valid.
Yeah.
Since you were talking about the music and everything with your list, have you ever seen K Project?
Mm-mm.
It might be on Hulu now, but listen, I'll send that to you.
Hell yeah.
Listen to it. The instrumentals on there are crazy. The visuals on there are crazy. You would definitely enjoy that since you're in tune to the music.
Oh yeah, like the soundtrack and sound production on anime is like one of the big reasons I think I actually got into it, and influenced me to start playing anime music. Like
now, I asked Maki about how the cosplay community is when it comes towards people of our culture. How is it with you with the DJ community? Is there any pushback or anybody giving you any type of flack?
No, especially since I started playing more in the convention space. I try to play as much like anime and nerd music as I can, and that's what people want to hear in the nerd space. I haven't got much flack or pushback. You know, maybe when I don't have like a specific like anime intro or K-pop song that someone comes up to request, but you know, that's just DJ life. People are going to be upset when you don't got that request either way. Okay, wait, there was this one time where I did receive a lot of flack. I was playing the Sonic Boombops after party of Otakon this past year, and I played Boy's a Liar, you know, Ice Spice, Pink Panthers, but people only recognize like part 2, the remix with Ice Spice. I played part 1 that didn't have Ice Spice in it. So, you know, everybody's like prepping for the second verse. She said that I'm good. Where's Ice Spice? Where's Ice Spice? Not even anime related. It was an anime party, but I got flack for not playing part 2. Sorry, y'all. I got part 2 this time. We gonna let Ice Spice ride out. But that's the one time that I guess I did strike out, had the Guitar Hero, like...
Hey, her fans is wild. Luckily, you ain't do that during the Nicki Minaj song. Lord, they would have probably fought you.
Yeah.
Her fans
So I learned my lesson, you know.
Hey, you always
shit that I should have.
Hey, sometimes you swing and you miss. But, like, how is that supposed to go? Like...
Hey, to be fair, it was like the hottest song of the summer. Like, it was like the end of this. I should have known.
Now, going into the spring, do you have like different tracks for different seasons?
I would say I do reserve some tracks for like certain themes. You know, we had Gotta Glow Fast, our anniversary party last year. So I'm saving a lot of new Sonic tracks that I found for when we host it again this year.
Okay.
So that's going to be in the summer. We have like a Nujabe's theme coming up in the spring. So I'm going to play a lot of Nujabe's, a lot of like lo-fi hip-hop inspired tracks for that one. You know, Pokemon theme. Play a lot of Pokemon tracks, etc.
I like to hear that. I can't wait to, because I did go to that Sonic one last year. It was definitely a dope event.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. Yeah, this one coming up is going to be even better, for sure.
Is it going to be at the same place, or?
We'll see. We're scoping out different venues for Columbus right now, so.
Now, somebody from a different state seeing this, they're on the East, how would they go about booking you?
Me personally, you can reach out to me via Instagram or my email, Obi-wan Shinobi DJ @gmail. Same thing goes for Glotaku. You can just reach out to us via email or via one of our social media platforms.
Now, how advanced do they have to try to give you notifications? Because some people be like, hey, we need you here next week. We need you here tomorrow, man. Can you do it?
Yeah, 3 months in advance is ideal. You know, we try to book the Glotaku dates out pretty far, especially since we're operating on so many different cities now. There are only so many weekends in the month, so hit me up ASAP if you want to get us somewhere.
And you only do these on a weekend? You don't do no weekday events?
We try not to. Earliest we'll do is like a Thursday or Friday for the lounge events, maybe, because those usually run a little shorter. But, you know, it's rave time. It's weekend. Most people are available then, so.
Especially for, like, the summer and stuff. I know you go crazy for that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, going into the next con, which is probably for you, you're not going to the one in Baltimore, are you?
So, yeah, we are going to be next week on the 19th. Glotaku's hosting a takeover at MagFest. It's like between DC and Baltimore at the National Harbor. It's really accessible for either. But it's called MagFest Music and Gaming Festival. So it's just like a big festival / convention strictly based around video game music. So we're bringing out a lot of cool acts that we've worked with in the past, as well as some of our friends that we've met at MagFest to host the takeover at Pose Nightclub on Friday night. So if you guys are in the DC area, check that out. It's going to be a good time. Yeah.
Definitely going to have to try to check that one out. Hopefully the weather holds up. That's like the biggest problem in the winter, especially up here. Yeah. Now, since you were talking about the music, are you going to the Sonic Orchestra in Cleveland?
Oh, yeah. I'll be hitting that. Yep.
Oh, yeah. I'm definitely trying to go there.
Hey, Sonic Symphony Orchestra is hype. Like, I've seen videos of the tour. Like, I'm super excited to see Crush 40 live for the first time. Like, now, I was hoping they were going to get some convention like placements this year, but we'll see about the orchestra.
Now, do you have a wish list of artists and venues you want to, artists you want to work with and venues you want to DJ
at? Definitely artists I want to work with. Let's see, Galaxy Girl Paida. That'd be super cool. I'd love to have like some more Vocaloid producers out. We had Creepy out recently, so I'd love to have her back. Yemi Online I don't know if you heard of that. It's like a Vocaloid producer, but they like mix in a lot of like hip hop and trap beats, kind of like hyper pop sounding stuff. I'd like to bring over some acts from Japan. Ideally, my buddy Kimo Ota, he produces like Jersey Club music and a lot of like anime remixes that you might see in like our promotional videos, and I play a lot of his stuff in our sets. Shouts out Kimo.
Yeah, definitely shout out. That is definitely a crazy wish list. Now, for future acts and like artists, would you just concentrate on like gaming and then artists, or would you do something like maybe have like a comedy night or just like an open mic night, talent show or something?
Yeah, I mean, those would definitely fit well in our lounge portion. And we are having kind of like an open mic situation for the Nuja Base party. We're going to call it Nerdcore and Nuja Beats. So we're going to have people do like a beat showcase and like an open mic cipher. So if anybody has like anime bars or video game bars, or they just want to spit something over like a Nuja Base inspired beat, come on out to that, because we're going to have like a open floor. But, you know, we also do karaoke. So, you know, we've had people like pull up for karaoke and then like give me a flash drive, be like, my song's on here. And then they perform their original song for karaoke, which sneaky way to get on stage. But I respect the hustle, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I definitely respect that. That's a wild way to try to.
Hey, yeah, it works though. Yeah,
you do.
Is karaoke your own song? Is that just a performance, or I don't know? It's a gray area.
Now, with the karaoke and the open mic, have you ever seen somebody get booed off the stage or laughed off the stage?
No. Our community is very, very welcoming and very just like into whatever you're doing, as long as you're having fun. You know, if you show you're up there enjoying yourself, we've had people sing horribly on purpose, and everybody's like, "Oh yeah, fuck yeah, let's go!" You know.
See, that's what I like about y'all crowd, man, because. My community, the people around, we're vicious. We're going to boo. We're going to talk about you. We want to talk about your friends, your family. Man, you'll never want to do this again. But Glotaku feels like family. Yeah. Everybody's encouraging. They're like, hey, man, get up there and do it again.
Yeah, you know, definitely. Like, super encouraging community. I've never seen someone like get like booed off stage or made fun of at karaoke. Yeah.
Now, if I jumped up there and said One Piece is trash, I know I'm getting booed out of there.
So you might not get, but you might get some strong reactions for sure. People might rush the stage and start arguing.
They're going to try.
You know, they got some. They might have some words for you, but it's all in fair game. It's all in healthy discourse. You know, we haven't had like any like toxic interactions where people are like, you know, about to beat somebody up over their fandom type shit. You know, we try to make sure it's all like friendly community, like. And people save that for Twitter anyway. Like, they ain't really about it in person.
I know. As much as shit I be talking at these cons too, I have yet somebody tried, because your group is definitely like one of the more friendlier communities until you start setting certain things. Like, I'll never debate Usagi again about Sailor Moon being...
See, that happened at Glotaku, wasn't it? Somebody pulled up, talk about Goku and Sailor Moon. Was that you?
It was at the con. I was telling her Goku with trash Sailor Moon, and she gave me a PowerPoint presentation on why that wouldn't happen. Yeah. I'm like, God damn, I should have just shut the fuck up. Like, damn. Nah, for as many cities you are, as many people you got under your umbrella, you definitely got a lot under control. You definitely are one of the top leaders in this.
Thank you.
Yeah, no doubt, man. And any little last things you want to promote before we get up out of here?
Yeah, sure. So once again, on the 19th, we're going to be over at MagFest in the National Arbor. So if you're in DC, check that out. The next day, we are hosting in Columbus for the Club Siberia show. On the first weekend of February, we're bringing the lounge back to Detroit. So at the High Dive, expect karaoke. We're doing a Dragon Burlesque show. We're going to have trivia, free play video games, and maybe a community submitted panel if you want to like learn some info dump on some nerd stuff. The weekend after that, or 2 weekends after that, on the 16th, we're doing lounge in Columbus. So same vibe, but in Columbus, back at Chef Hyro. The day after that, on the 17th, we're hosting Anime Rave in Cincinnati for the first time. So if y'all are out in Cincinnati, check us out there. We'll be hosting our version of Anime Rave over there. And in March, we'll be hosting the Nerdcore and Nuja Base theme. So we'll be announcing that here pretty soon, but expect some cool Nerdcore beats. It's going to be a good time.
Yeah, it sounds like it. Jesus Christ, your travel schedule. I know that has to be exhausting.
Hey, we stay busy, you know. We do it because the people love it, and we'll keep doing it as long as people support it.
And, you know, hopefully everybody, no, not hopefully, everybody will support it and it will continue. And I definitely appreciate you coming down here.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. Hopefully we
great.
can do it again sometime. I'm JG Collects. This is Obi-Wan Shinobi. And like that, we out.